Hi, everyone. I see people jumping on. We'll start right at 9 o'clock.
Should be frosted 3 minutes on one side, 3 or 4 minutes on one side, 3 or 4 minutes on the other side. Last night, and I got up at midnight, said my bum
You were up. You didn't get up.
It was one fucking cord for plugging up everything else behind it, then it was fucking straight. I only needed 3 squares total.
Instead, hey, I'm heading that way.
I've been kind of playing with it, just seeing fucking how long I can stay alive. And I use 3 squares. I got toilet paper here in town too, but I'm still having fun with it. I'm like, fuck them guys, I'm gonna show you how long I can stretch and roll out. It's John Wayne toilet paper. Rough, tough.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carol Garber. I'm the education coordinator for Wyoming PBS. And I just first want to thank you for joining me today. And hopefully I'll be able to give you some tools in this new learning situation we're all in. And secondly, I just want to say thank you, educators, administrators, for all the hard work you're doing right now. I know it's different. I'm a parent too of a high schooler and an elementary student, and boy, our teachers are, every day we're getting new things. We start our online learning Monday, so big thank you for that. Just some little housekeeping things as we go through this. Usually I do this presentation in person, and so it'll be a little different, and but I would like to keep it, you know, interactive also. So, you know, to start, to help so I can tailor the presentation, if you want to say out loud or in the chat what grade or subject you teach, if you want to share that, that might help with what resources that I share. Also, if you want to share any challenges or concerns or anything like that quickly, we would welcome that as well. Anybody? Want to start? Oh, I see we've got some in the chat here. So 4th grade, 12 special education, elementary PE, okay. Music, PE, health, okay. Librarian, okay. So we've got a good variety. History, okay. Great, thank you. So I'll show you a lot of different things as we go through here. Hopefully you can all find something in the next 30 minutes. If not, I'll give you some options that we can work on some things later. And anytime please, if you have a question, put it in the chat or just go ahead and interrupt and say it. And I'll leave some time at the end to answer some questions for you. Okay. So what are we going to talk about today here? What is PBS Learning Media? We're going to go over what that is, what we do in the education department at Wyoming PBS, and then I'm going to show you how to register for the site. It's really simple and easy. I'm going to go over some features, how to really dive in and use some of the tools in our Learning Media site. So what is the Learning Media platform? Learning Media has thousands of free pre-K through 12th grade resources for teachers and students. They're videos, lesson plans, interactives, audio clips, just discussion questions. I'll be showing you examples of all of these things as we go through here. One great thing is that everything is already aligned to state and national standards. And it is research-based. So why PBS? Well, PBS is #1 in public trust with parents, the PBS Kids site, and with our teachers. And just to give you a little bit of information, we submit resources through Wyoming PBS to this Learning Media site. And the process is really researched and trusted. I start by hiring a teacher from Wyoming to write those lesson plans. I then review them. My boss then reviews them. And this is all even before they're submitted to Learning Media. And then the folks at Learning Media reviews them and makes corrections as well. So any resource you find on here, you can rest assured and it's gone through a process and you can trust that process. Where did this start? So Learning Media grew out of a collaboration between PBS and WGBH Educational Foundation with the full mission to deliver classroom-ready resources for teachers and to assist in the classroom. Hopefully it helps students find a different way. You know, they can watch a short video clip and then do an activity with it or an interactive. Everything is always free and open to you. There won't be any charge for students, teachers, or parents to use this site. So it's compatible with a lot of the things that I'm sure a lot of you are already using in your classroom. Facebook and Google, which is a way to register, which we'll see in a minute. Google Classroom, the Remind app, and Clever and Schoology, which some of your schools might be using a lot of right now. So what do we do with Wyoming PBS Education? So we partner with the Learning Media site to provide lesson plans. And like I said, I have Wyoming teachers write those, and they're all developed around Wyoming PBS programming. And so we have our own Wyoming collection on the Learning Media site. I also train educators like we're doing today, and we hold focus groups on what can we do to help you in the classroom. Every spring, we do a promotion for early childhood education with a PBS Kids character. This year it is planned. with NatureCat for sometime in June. So hopefully all goes well, and you can look for more information on that if you're an early education teacher. Just to show you our collection, what's in our Wyoming PBS collection quickly, we have different areas. The Native American Studies, this is where the Wind River Education Project is. This is where you can find those resources to meet those Native American studies standards for teaching. We also have some things under the history. We have Nellie Taylor Ross Day, Wyoming Day, Pearl Harbor Day, resources for the Blizzard of '49, what's in a name. That's how towns in Wyoming got their name. The story of South Pass City, Bozeman Trail, things on the newest documentary, State of Equality. We have STEAM resources, more on South Pass City, migrations, land formations and fossils. This is an art one, painting the falls of Yellowstone, glaciers of the winds. Our newest one is the Wyoming Dinosaur Museum, and a whole section on the Transcontinental Railroad. We're always adding to this. Right now we're working on resources around Natural Trap Cave, more on the State of Equality, atomic fracking, and Ferret Town. So if you have your computer and you want to follow along, I would encourage you to go with me. I'm going to go live on the site now, and it's pbslearningmedia.org. And I'm going to, like I said, if you want to go in there, if you're on your computer, and then you can see the site. And in the right-hand corner where my name is, if I log out there, it should say sign up. And if you do want to register, whether you do it now or later, it's important that you sign up because it's going to give you more access to use things. And it's a really easy sign up. Like I said, you could be doing it right now, but it's going to localize it to our Wyoming PBS site. And it's also going to give you, you're not going to be able to use the tools like Google Classroom and Remind, things like that, if you don't have an account. So if you just want, I'll just take a couple minutes. I'm going to get signed back in. And if you want to get registered, and I'll just give you a couple minutes to do that. If you have any questions. You can let me know. And then we'll dive in and I'll start showing you what all is on Learning Media. As you're doing that, one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is we are going to be recording this. So if at any time there's something you want to go back and look at, I'll let you know where that's posted. So hopefully you're all there. I'm going to go ahead and go on to going through what the home page looks like. So hopefully you can all see my screen. Got a question here. Okay. So this is the home page. So this is what it's going to look like no matter if you're in Wyoming or can you guys see my screen? Can you just let me know? Are you seeing, can some of you let me know if you can see my screen or not?
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay, let me try something else here. How about now?
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like the home page for Learning Media now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so this is what you're going to see, everybody sees. The only difference is it says Wyoming PBS here. So same home page. Over here, this is going to be your home button. Here, first of all, here are all the subjects that you can find resources for. It covers everything. I saw that we had some music teachers on here and some health and PE. They're on here for you. There's science, social studies, math, English, engineering and technology, health and physical education. Whoops. Preschool. We also have some professional development. I'm going to show you a couple of those as we go through too. The arts and EMERN languages. Grade levels here. Here's the standards. If you're looking for standards, we'll go through that here in a little bit too. Places to search. These things, these resources here, these change weekly. And what these are these the folks at Learning Media have decided that these are resources they want to highlight that week for every subject area. And so they'll change weekly. And to quickly show you, let's say you don't have a lot of time, but you turn this on to look at something and you saw this first one, it looked like something you really liked. You can open it, and without even having to take the time to look at it, there's a little favorite, a heart there. And when you color that in, that'll go into your favorites. And I'll show you where to find that here in a little bit. But so you don't have to remember to go back to that later. Browsing by subjects. Here's some news they put on here. You have award-winning series and collections. And what makes our page a little bit different is the very first one you should see is our Wyoming PBS collection. And that's where all of our Wyoming things are. But the rest of these are collections that the people at Learning Media have put together around kind of the same topic that they think are important. One that I do want to highlight for you right now is this one, pre-K through 12th resources for emergency closings. That might be one that you want to go in and check out. When you go in there, and you can favorite, you can see I've colored in my heart there, the pre-K through 12, or the entire collection. But right here on the left-hand side are all the grade levels. And if we just like opened up grade 2, then there's the different subject areas. And just kind of opening some, those are just giving you some different resources. And you can see it tells you here, like this is an interactive lesson. This is a video. The SM means there's support materials. There's lessons that go along with it. There. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say along with that one resource, is, or that collection, there's also printables. So I know probably everyone is still has this struggle, and it's only for right now the younger kiddos, but the kids that you're having to make packets and print things off for because there isn't internet at home. So within this collection, you can see there are printable activities. It's pre-K and just grades for kindergarten, first and second. But there is that option for you as well for the younger kids within this collection. Okay. So let me show you, down at the bottom is just some more information about events. So let me show you how to search for topics on this site. There's lots of different ways. If you just want to start with your subject area, your science, you're looking for earth and space science materials. If you open that up, there's 2,362 resources right there. We haven't filtered anything yet. Here's more topics you can filter by. So let's just choose this one. And then you can filter by grade level. We'll just pick 4th grade. I saw a 4th grade teacher. And now where there's 42 videos, let's say you want interactive. So So now I've got 8 interactive lessons on Earth, Sun, and Moon that for 4th grade. So there's searching by subjects. You can search by grade levels too. You can see pre-K, early elementary, upper middle school. Let's check the middle school. Again, once you go in there, we haven't filtered anything. You can filter now down by subject level, again by type. Do you want just a video? Do you want a lesson plan? Just an image? Maybe you're putting together your own lesson and you're looking there for just an image. Another way to search is just to type something in. You're looking for something. I worked one-on-one through Zoom with a teacher the other day, and she had one topic she wanted to look for, and we just typed it in the search here and we worked through it, but we'll just stay on the science. Let's say you're looking for something with solar systems. So type that in there, no filters, 759 results. Again, all the filtering on the left-hand side there by grade, subject, if you want something specific there. So lots of different ways to search for different items on the page. I want to show you, once you get into a resource, what it looks like. Every resource page is going to look the same, and you've already seen a couple, but I'll use one of our resources from our collection to show you that. Here's our collection. I'm going to use our newest one, the Wyoming Dinosaur Museum, to highlight that. So if I open a resource, again, all the resources look the same. We know it has a video. It's for grades 1 through 6. It came from our collection. And in the middle will be the video clips. And when you see these video clips on the resources, this isn't the whole documentary. All the video clips are between 2 minutes and 8 minutes on LearningMedia. And so, just want to check. I think there might be a question here. Okay. Some of them you'll see are media galleries. I know we have some media galleries on some of our resources, and that means that there's more than one video clip that match the lesson plan. And so to make it easier, they just break it up there. So you can watch the video there, gives you some information what the resource is about. Support materials, there's the lessons. For this particular lesson, there's just discussion questions. So if you just want your kiddos to watch that video and then answer these questions, that's how you do that right there. And then there's the activities. All of the Wyoming lesson plans, right, the first thing on them are the standards that they meet. And then, but for all the resources, here are the standards for each resource. I would say, if you're using the Wyoming resources, that you read our lesson plans, because we have more standards. Our teachers are so great. They put every standard they could possibly think of that lesson would mean in there, and sometimes they aren't listed on the LearningMedia page. So how are you going to share this with your students right now? Well, if you're using Google Classroom right here on the left, you can share that to share this resource to your Google Classroom. Just by clicking that button, you choose your class. Got a few classes there. What do you want to do? You want to create an assignment, and you hit go, and your students will be able to access that from Google Classroom. If you're not a school, or if you're not using Google Classroom right now, you can still assign and share these resources with your students. Your students do need to set up a LearningMedia account. It'll be a student account, just like you did. And then once they've done that, you set up a class, and you just can assign to your class. I've put my classes in here already. You select your students, and they can go in and send that back to you. and I'll show you where that is in a minute. It's really easy to do it that way. For time, I want to make sure we get through everything, but again, if you need help on any of this, you can contact me anytime. Here's that favorite button again, if you want to put that in your favorites. On the right hand side, those are just other resources that might match this. So that's what a resource page looks like. I'm going to move on and go to some of the other tools. So once you've registered, over here where your name is, this is where you're going to find your teacher dashboard. Here's where those favorites I've been talking. Okay, a question, if you do it to Google Classroom, no, they just use their Google Classroom that you've already set up for them. It's just now in Google Classroom, and you would use it any other way you use Google Classroom. Good question. So in my dashboard, here's all those favorites I've been talking about that you can favorite things. Where did they go? So here's everything I favorited. And some things that you can do in that. If you want to make some notes about that resource, you can. If you like to organize things like I do, you can create then folders for all of your things. So you want to save that to a folder. These are already the folders that I have, or you can create a new folder there. Then that resource will now be in there with them. And so then on the left hand side, here's all of my folders that I have created, or again, you could access from your dashboard over here. And let's see, here's the one I just created here. So I'm going to open that folder, see what all's in there. Should just be the one that I just shared. Yeah. One thing that with your folders, you can share this, and I forgot to mention in the resource, and I'll go back because I want to go over that you can download these and how you can, there's a share button also that you can share with your colleagues. If you say, hey, here's this resource I found, you can email it to them. And most of them are shareable and you can download them. The ones that I found that are not are usually the ones with PBS Kids, around the PBS Kids shows. But if you have a whole folder, let's say you and a colleague are working on a unit together and you're like, here, I found this part, you do this part, and you can share those. So another option with the folders. A few other things that I want to highlight for you in the time we have left are you can also create your own lesson. If you don't want to use one of the lessons, you have the opportunity to create a short lesson on Lesson Builder. And it's really easy. There's a tutorial, if you can't, that's like a 3-minute tutorial for all of these right here, see tutorial. But you just put in the title there of whatever you want this to be, what instructions, watch video and read or answer the questions, and then you select your slide type. So if you want to put in a media slide there, and the good thing about this is you can grab media from LearningMedia, from people, that sounded silly, but so if you want the dinosaur video, still sticking with that theme, you can have that from the LearningMedia site or anything else that you might have. And then you can add questions on here too. You want to keep the sharing preferences private, so it's just between you, them, agree, and then you can save and assign it to your students there. You can also create quizzes. And again, these can be assigned after you make the quizzes to your students. And there's all different question types that you can use. Fill in the blank, multiple choice, short answer, true, false, essay. Save and assign. And you can create storyboards. If you want your students, to create a storyboard for you right now, they could do that. And you can make crossword puzzles and word search puzzles on here as well. You just have to put the information in. Here's where the assignments are that you've created. So here's a list of my example assignments that I've done for my class. So we're getting close to the end of our time. Are there any questions right now before I go back and share just some contact information and other information before I go back to my slideshow? Okay. So I have a feeling you're not going to be able to see my screen. Whoops. Can I copy an assignment after creating a lesson to my school Drew History Canvas lesson? Okay, great question. For since school started last fall, every time I've done that presentation, the question was about Canvas and can I copy it to Canvas? Right now, unfortunately, LearningMedia is not set up to use with Canvas. So I don't know, I guess I don't know about copying it to Canvas. That's a new one. It's been asked, like it's linked with Google Classroom, but I can definitely ask. The people at LearningMedia are awesome. I can send that question to them when we get off here. And Susan, if I'll make sure that I get back to you as soon as they let me know.
I would appreciate that.
Yep. And, so go ahead.
We've been instructed to use just Canvas to get our lessons to our students.
Okay. Okay. Let me get a hold of LearningMedia and let them know that. If you can email me, I'm going to give you my email address here in a little bit. If you can send me an email so I can, so I have your email address
You bet.
to send it to you, that would be great. When you use Lesson Builder to create a lesson, do you assign the entire lesson to Google Classroom to assign? Yes, you can. Yep, so your entire lesson that you create would be assigned to them. Other questions? Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna stop share because apparently that's not working, and I'm gonna pull up another screen. Hopefully here, whoops. Maybe. You're seeing my whole thing here. I want to just put my contact information up there for you. Can you guys see my email address?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I just want to, so to tell you again, so you can access this recording if you want to share it with anybody. It'll be available tomorrow, and it'll be on the WyomingPBS.org site. Is where you can find this recording tomorrow. And I also want to tell you that if we're on Facebook, Wyoming PBS, and I am trying daily, every other day, to just highlight a resource to keep information up there on different things that you can do with LearningMedia. There is also when you're in here on the professional development, there is through LearningMedia, it's an hour-long webinar about, it has different teachers, and it's just not learning media, it's just things that they've been doing that's working different sites. So if you want that, we kind of ran out of time and I didn't get a chance to share that with you. But I will. And also just contact me. I can do a one-on-one Zoom with you. We can work through things, or if you want to bring in a couple more of your colleagues and do something else, we can do that as well. And just any way we can help. I would like your feedback, and maybe moving forward next school year, I'll be able to see you all in person at a conference or something. See more questions, maybe. Guess not. Okay. Is there anything else before we close? Okay. Well, again, thank you all for joining me. And like I said, let me know if I can do anything else to help you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yep.